Quickly, Jake, quiz for Jake. This is going to be interesting. Get ready. This is interesting.
Okay.
Final four volleyball teams. Go.
Wisconsin.
No.
Louisville. Wisconsin's out.
Right.
I know that. Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville.
I knew that one.
Final four volleyball teams. Go.
Hey, don't hammer me, volleyball fans. When Nebraska's out, I stopped caring.
Is this
as much.
unfair to even do this?
That is unfair. This is going to be brutal.
Pretty much.
I didn't know who
Try
Wisconsin lose to.
I don't know.
Probably the team that's in the final
Don't
four.
deflect.
Well, Louisville's in for
You're
sure.
deflecting.
All I
Yes.
got is Louisville for you. I got one of the four. Listen, when Nebraska's out, I stopped paying
Enrique
attention.
is going to just hammer us.
What, same thing for the other sports. If Nebraska's out of them, I don't care as much. I don't follow it.
Yeah, and I think you're
closely.
forgiven. I think most fans.
Thank you.
I wonder how many Nebraska fans could name it. Rick,
Yes, sir.
Can you name
the Final Four volleyball.
No
I
cheating.
have no clue.
cheating.
The only reason I know Louisville's in is because I read an article about
Danny Busboom.
Danny Busboom
Kelly. I think it's Danny
from
Busboom.
Cortland.
Yes.
Okay.
Yay, Cortland.
So it's Louisville,
Okay.
San Diego,
Okay. I saw them beat
oh,
somebody.
that's right.
Pitt,
Pitt.
and the beloved Texas Longhorns.
Texas. Okay. I should have had Texas. The other two I didn't have. Now, I was watching it. I watched San Diego play some good volleyball in the tournament when Nebraska was still in it. Wisconsin.
No Big Ten representation.
That's hard to believe.
The
Hey,
banners are hung in the CHI Health Center. It's the Final Four.
No Big Ten teams.
Are you going, Sip?
Who do you think the Omaha crowd would root for of those four?
Not Texas.
Not Texas.
Oh, Danny Busboom.
Maybe okay.
Danny Busboom
Yeah,
Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see them rooting for San Diego. That's a new team to the fold. You don't see them very often in the Final Four. They've had a nice, uprising here recently. Oh, okay.
What do you know?
Hey, trivia. What's San Diego's mascot? Huh? Got that
it's a
one?
Torero.
Torero.
Whatever
that is. It's a Torero. So we got that one covered.
Danny Busboom Kelly's from Cortland, Nebraska, which is just
That's
south.
right. That's what Rick said. You got that right.
Yeah. So there you go. I don't know exactly the matchups, but those are the teams.
She married a football player. Who did she marry?
Jeez, we got all sorts of trivia this morning on the show.
Jeez.
I don't have that one. What is it? Last name Kelly?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I just heard that.
All right. Now, Rick, what we try not to do is be wrong about things.
Yeah, so we're gonna be right about things. Again, 464-5685 call or text.
I don't know that she's married to a football player.
Yes, she is.
Okay.
Jim Rose just told me on KFAB.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right.
I was listening to that too. Okay, so it's, by the way,
That's your computer. We are a mess this morning. The computer over there is making sound.
By the way, Thursday, that's today.
Yeah.
Semifinals, San Diego versus Texas, 7 p.m. That's two seeds. I don't know. They got the seeds all messed up.
To the texter, it's not San Diego State. It is San Diego.
San Diego.
The Toreros.
San Diego versus Texas at 7 at 9:30 tonight. These are on ESPN, by the way. The main
9:30 Central Time.
7 p.m. is San Diego, Texas. 9:30 is Pittsburgh, Louisville.
I'm glad Nebraska's not in. 9:30 for a start of the match.
It's actually
pretty late.
Okay. It's actually
well, that's still pretty late. So 8:30 is late.
I'm 10 toes up at 8.
Yeah, 6 p.m. is San Diego, Texas. 8:30 p.m. Central Time. Pittsburgh, Louisville. You're 10 toes up at 8. Wow.
That's sleep time.
Usually.
That's sleep time.
10 toes up at 8.
I get up at 4.
Yeah, you're an early riser.
Yeah.
I can't go to bed at 8.
You're not old enough yet.
Thank you. God, that was nice of you to say.
464-5685 call or text. As always,
seldom
you
hear
can
that.
watch and comment on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers video stream. Again, the show sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Right.
Before we get into what I want to talk about with the coaches,
this is a great topic.
well, Nebraska fans love themselves some quarterback talk as well, and Nebraska will have a visit here from Malik Hornsby of Arkansas here this weekend. Malik Hornsby, who is not Bruce Hornsby's son.
Is he related?
No relation to Bruce Hornsby, but Malik Hornsby will be visiting Nebraska this weekend. He's a quarterback from Arkansas. Did not start there. Except KJ Jefferson was the starter, of course. You love KJ Jefferson at Arkansas, but he is set to visit Nebraska, about 50% on his throws this season.
Okay. Interesting.
You know that?
I had an awareness.
Okay,
of it.
all right.
Yeah.
Malik Hornsby.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to do something since now we know the head coach at Purdue is Ryan Walters, the Illinois defensive coordinator. So the positions are filled. Whoever's left is gone. Whoever is coming in is in the Big Ten West. We're going to West specifically for this, not Big Ten in general.
Yeah.
Big Ten West. Now that Ryan Walters, Matt Rule, Luke Fickell are in their positions in the Big Ten West, how do you rank the current coaches in the Big Ten West at the moment? Sip, is there an obvious number one coach in the Big Ten West?
No, it's really a tight race. Like they're all bunched up, and so it's hard to do it. But we did it. Now you did it. I did it. I don't know where you voted these people. It's a tough exercise. It's a challenging exercise. Yeah, Luke Fickell, number one at Wisconsin. Luke Fickell.
I have a hard time doing that off the bat.
Okay.
Can I tell you why?
Yeah, just tell me you're not going to put Fitz number one.
I'm not putting Fitz one.
Right.
I have a hard time putting Fickell number one because he's coming in from the same conference that Scott Frost came in from.
I don't know why that matters.
And he's coached here.
Why does that matter?
He's coached at Ohio State in the past. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So he's been in the conference. I just can't put him
downgrade him.
I can't put him number one right now.
Okay. Then who do you have number one?
I have number one. It's really hard. It's just hard. Fickell is my number two. He's in my second.
Who's your number one?
You are right, though. What you said off the bat is true. It is bunched up at the top. It is bunched. I have to go with Kirk Ferentz off the bat.
Whoa.
Is this total coaches or new coaches?
No, this is Big Ten West head coaches.
Yeah, head coach.
West.
What about what's his name at Illinois?
Yeah, he's close.
Brett Bielema's up there.
Hold on. Okay. I have him four. I have Ferentz 4. Now, there's different ways to rate these guys, and the way I approached it was, this is the guy I'd want running my program right now. Right now. Okay. Ferentz comes off a disappointing season. Disappointing.
I understand
finish.
that, yes.
Terrible offense.
Right.
I mean, arguably the worst in FBS.
They've got Cade McNamara coming in. They got
Eric
All, the Michigan tight end, coming in. So quarterback and tight end coming in.
Okay, that's
Michigan.
true. I mean, that affects.
He has seen some issues. Okay, we're going to attack that. We're going to get a good quarterback. We're going to get a good tight end.
All right, okay. You have Ferentz 1.
Because Rule has never been a Big Ten head coach. I can't put him up there. Fickell has been an interim head coach one time for 1 year in the Big Ten.
But you're not doing it like I'm doing it, which is, this is the person I want running my program right now.
I think there's different rankings for me.
Okay. All right. 1, I have Fickell. 2, I have Bielema. Brett.
I think he's got to be number 2.
Okay.
I put him above Luke Fickell right now. I do.
But you don't put him above
No,
Ferentz.
I put Ferentz 1 and Bielema 2.
Okay.
What Bielema did in already in a short time at Illinois. Now, they didn't win the division. They run a route to do it. They failed the last couple of games of November and folded. But what he did in a short time at lowly Illinois and what he's done in the past at Wisconsin, yeah, he's number 2.
Yeah, what he's done at the past is at Wisconsin is factored heavily into my rating.
Okay.
So I got Fickell 1, Bielema 2. You have Ferentz 1, Bielema 2.
That's right.
I have PJ Fleck number 3.
See, I'll go Fickell at 3.
Fickell at 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I have Ferentz at 4.
Then I go PJ Fleck at 4.
I have Rule Matt at 5.
I have Matt Rule at 5 also.
I have Fitz 6.
I also have Pat Fitzgerald, who somehow has fallen to 6th in the division.
I have Ryan Walters 7.
I think you have to have Walters at 7. He's never coached a football game as a head coach before. I mean, maybe he's got a high ceiling. Maybe he figures out right away. But in terms of where you're at right now, yes, Matt Rule is new to the Big Ten Conference, but he has been a head football coach across the country before. Yes, same for Luke Fickell. He's been a head coach.
But you grade down Rule for what he did at Temple.
I'm not great. The fact is that you've got a lot of good coaches ahead of him.
Right. And maybe grading down isn't the way to put it, but that American Athletic Conference, you deem success in in the American Athletic Conference with a furrowed brow. Like, okay, they were good there, but what does that matter?
I don't know if I say
don't
that.
do that.
I
don't do that.
I look at what he did at Baylor. Also, I look at that. That
Right.
was successful at Baylor. What he inherited, what he left with, what he left the program with when he went to Carolina.
The bottom lines before we get to Rick here. The bottom line is there's two bottom lines. We got Rule both at number 5. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. But it's tightly bunched. So it's not like I hope people don't get all wound up because it's a tightly bunched pack. I have Fickle 1. For some reason, you have Ferentz 1.
And I'm not getting any pushback in that, by the way.
You're not?
Mm-mm.
Sure.
Do I like doing that? Absolutely not. I don't like giving Ferentz number 1.
He does this, doesn't he, Rick?
I think so.
I don't like Iowa. I don't.
Yes,
and it really pains me to put him number 1.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Stop doing that.
No, it pains me. I am in pain. I am in pain giving
You're not in
Iowa
pain.
head coach Kirk Ferentz a compliment like that. But they have been consistently good
They have.
since he's been there,
They
right? Even this year, when they weren't really impressed, they had a terrible offense, and they still had a chance in the final game to win the division.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
If they beat Nebraska at home, they win the West.
that final game, it was not a good commentary on Iowa.
I understand that. That was
Not
a bad
just the
look for
field
the-
of play, the atmosphere. The atmosphere. Now, I don't think you were there, right?
I was
They
not in
didn't even
Iowa.
fill the stadium for that big of a game. Okay, maybe because it was Thanksgiving, weekend, and the kids were gone. It wasn't just a student section. It was not a great atmosphere, and they were playing a huge game. That's the one thing I was sort of befuddled by. You'd think there'd be a lot of excitement them playing to get to the Big Ten championship game, right? There really wasn't.
No.
There really wasn't.
Well, maybe they were assuming they were just going to beat Nebraska and get there.
Probably.
But also, it's the fact that, hey, Iowa fans know this team was not very good this year, and it still was almost
did
good
know.
enough to win the
Yeah.
Big Ten West.
They
I mean,
did.
the offense was disgusting to watch. The defense was very good. Special teams was very good, but the offense was such an eyesore. And yeah, that's holding that holds Ferentz back. But guess what? They still almost won the division with that offense.
Oh God, I didn't even hammer you on something. You mocking me for weeks about Iowa's elite defense and their elite sip. They're elite. That's elite. How did they look elite to you?
They had a rough game against Nebraska.
They look elite.
They had a rough game.
A lot
Elite
of penalties.
Elite defenses don't have rough games like that.
Some do.
No,
What's Ohio State's defense? Was
they're
that
not
bad?
elite.
What are they?
Nobody says Ohio State has
What
an
are they,
elite
though?
defense. They're good.
They're good.
Nobody says Ohio State has an elite defense. Georgia last year was an elite defense.
How about this year?
No,
I'm just making sure we got everything covered here on this.
that wasn't an elite. I said it was very good, very good. I'm not saying, but when you were throwing elite around, I was like, I don't see that.
Well, you were right in this instance, sir.
Ooh, bam,
Congratulations.
You were
Rick.
right.
Rick,
Yes, sir.
ratings. I mean, what's your takeaway? Big Ten West coaches ratings.
I don't know. I heard that Belima inherited a lot of Lubby's guys,
For sure.
and a lot of them are going to be leaving. So this will be the year, I think, to see
They lose a lot of defense.
what kind of coach he really is. I'm with you guys. I think it's, Ferentz with the right quarterback and tight end, like
Oh,
you
I
guys
like
were talking about, is probably a game changer.
I like
That's
it.
absolutely true. You're right.
I like Ferentz.
When
I mean,
Ferentz, when he
don't
has
get
a
me wrong.
quarterback, they're pretty good. I mean, Nate Stanley was successful there. Beathard was successful there. Stanzi, to a certain extent, was successful there.
Yep.
Those guys they had were terrible this year.
Right. I
pretty
mean,
bad.
they made the conference title game last season with Spencer Petras as the quarterback. Nebraska might not have won a game with Spence if he was the quarterback here. Think about that.
No.
Iowa won the Big Ten West last season, 2021, with Petras. If he was the starting quarterback here, I'm not sure you can convince me Nebraska wins more than 1 or 2 games
So
Total.
that's
on the season.
that makes the conversation interesting because in one sense you would say that's fabulous coaching to manage that team to the Big Ten title game with Spencer Petras. On the other hand, you'd say, why is Spencer Petras your quarterback?
Fair.
And is that all you can do?
Well,
Is that all you
that's-
can do?
That is certainly a question that is valid to Kirk Ferentz in this conversation. But I would say, yeah, even though that's a huge question, he still has had that team winning football games and one win away from the Big Ten West again, 2 years in a row, with a very subpar, not even average, a subpar quarterback.
This discussion, this rating of the Big Ten West coaches, it underscores Purdue's very peculiar decision.
Yeah,
very peculiar. I just think you're taking a flyer on Ryan Walters. I'm not criticizing Ryan Walters. I'm not, and I'm not even. I don't even know if I'm saying I'm criticizing the hire. I'm just saying it's peculiar in the context of what we just went through. You know who's in the bottom. Didn't have to be that way. In fact, the top on my list is a new coach in the Big Ten.
Yeah, Fickle.
Purdue didn't have to go that route where automatically your coach is going to be rated last in the Big Ten West in virtually anybody's rating. Didn't have to do that, Jake. Now, that's not.
People can be wrong, and they can say, "Well, rank them where you want them. We'll just win on the field. You guys can feel bad about that."
Yeah, well, that's what happens. Yeah,
that's what they're planning on. They're not planning on some sort of a couple years of crap face. They just come off a division title.
I don't know what they're planning.
They're expecting Ryan Walters to keep this thing rolling and say, we understand you're a new coach, but guess what? We just won the West. We expect to be good next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's you should expect that. You shouldn't expect to go way backwards with him as the first-year head coach. Tell your fan base, hey, and we won the West this year, but we got a new head coach who's never coached before. We're going to maybe slip, but believe in him for the future. That's not going to fly.
I never said it would.
I know. By the way, John in Des Moines has a quotation that says, "You were right on this one. Sip should just call it a day after hearing that this morning."
That was amazing.
A good day already for him.
I don't know how to react to you saying that. I think that
I know it's uncommon.
I might. Is that because Rick is here?
No.
And you're trying to keep the peace?
No. It is because I thought you might actually be right on that one. But the Iowa defense, I still think they were damn good, though. They were top 10. And you know what? Nebraska's allowed to have a great game.
We always agreed on that part. I just don't like people throwing around elite. That was not an elite. It wasn't. I've seen better Iowa defenses than that,
and it was still
good.
Top 10, right? Top 10 in the country.
I don't know what it means.
If you're a top 10, you're elite to me. Is elite one of one, or can you have 5 elite?
You don't
defenses?
know. You already said I'm right, so don't try to.
You were right.